Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, and this week wanted to talk to you about the importance of tracking metrics. And this goes not just for your marketing, but internally as well. Something called key performance indicators, or KPIs. If you do not have these for your law firm, you're missing out on a lot of information that will help guide your decisions in terms of not just, like I said, not just your marketing, not just what sort of initiatives that you're going to do, but how each employee is performing. Now, if you go and you're looking around online, like you're going to see articles where they're going to give you, 20 different metrics that you should be tracking. And honestly, you don't need to do all that. All right. Simplicity is better. And it's so much easier to have 1 to 3 key metrics that you're tracking for each of your employees, for your campaigns, whatever the case may be, in order to really, truly understand how well things are going. All right. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that you have an in-house marketing person. Their KPIs should be leads generated. It should be the number of, maybe it's the number of leads that get converted into clients. Maybe it's the number of consultations that they book, stuff like that. Also, cost of acquisition is a good key metric for an in-house marketing person. For paralegals, for support staff, it can be a little bit more difficult to track a KPI. But one thing that we've, talked about with some of our clients before and trying to help them figure stuff like this out is just the window it takes for them to move a case along. If you really want to focus on efficiency, productivity, put in a window. What is the average time it takes for your paralegals or your, associate attorneys or whatever to move cases along? And if you can hold your staff to those numbers, it makes it a lot easier to justify whether or not they deserve a raise, or maybe they deserve to get fired, whatever the case is. Well, it goes one way or the other. Like we've talked about before with marketing, what are the KPIs that you're going to hold your marketing vendors to if you're choosing to work with them that way? A lot of marketing companies will give you a bunch of vanity metrics to track, like website visitors, open rate, social media engagement, all kinds of stuff like that. And the truth is that a lot of those metrics do not matter. I've even heard SEO people tell me that stuff like that does not matter. It should be more about quality instead of quantity. And that, it's weird how there's been kind of a shift in that. At first, SEO was all about quantity, get a bunch of pages, a bunch of backlinks, a bunch, as much as you possibly can for good results. And content was all about quality. And now we're kind of seeing those two shift and replace each other. Whereas SEO, it's going more towards quality, and content is going more towards quantity. And so if you really want a good marketing strategy, you kind of mesh those together and you put out quality pieces of content, but you multiply that content so that it's going out to a bunch of different directions. And we've talked before about, how you can take one core piece of content and then multiply it to a bunch of different things. And that's how you do that. But to that point, what metrics should you be tracking? And, I'll use like a really weird analogy here. Think about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You don't want to be the porridge is too cold where, they don't track anything at all. You don't want to be the porridge that's way too hot where they, only track, where they track everything. That doesn't help you at all. All right. It's not going to give you the exact answers that you need. So you got to find the one that's just right. And to us, the ones that are just right are the ones that directly correlate with the results that you're trying to get. So your marketing company, your marketing vendor says they are going to generate 100 leads for you every month. All right, that's good, but dive a little bit further. All right, because you need to diagnose if that's still going to be working. Sure, it's 100 leads. That's great if you get that. But how many of those 100 leads are actually qualified to work with your firm? How many of those leads ended up being converted into clients? Because if that number is really low, that marketing company still didn't do a good job. Same thing with referrals. Are your referrals increasing? Are they referring you to the type of legal work that you actually want to do? If you're a family lawyer and people are referring you business cases, it's not a good referral. So that means there's something else broken in your ecosystem. So all of it works together, but the place to start to understand how it works and to understand where things are working well versus not is having those key KPIs in place. And if you're really struggling to try to figure out what your KPIs should be, I'm happy to talk with you about it. Feel free to reach out. Email me directly at john, @spotlightbranding.com. Happy to talk with you some more about your KPIs, what sorts of KPIs you should be having in your law firm. Like I said, if you're stuck, if you want to, kind of flesh some stuff out, I'm happy to chat with you and be an extra resource for you. So hope that was helpful. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.